Well, good morning or good evening from wherever you are joining us from. And thanks so much for being here. My name is Haley Ferguson, and I am one of our recruiters on our BASIS International Recruitment team. Today, we're excited to share some information about BASIS Bilingual Kindergarten Futian. And I am joined today by Joshua Barr, the founding head of school. I am also joined by Fatima Zarul, who is a drama teacher, ELL teacher Jason Chang, and my colleague Heather Polonsky. We're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to kick things over to Joshua Barr. Thanks so much for being here, and we're really excited to share more about the campus.
Hello and good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good day wherever you are. We have just kicked off our school day. So right now, the children are in school eating breakfast, and we're about to start our first class of the day. So I'm very excited to tell you a bit more about our campus. So we are the second standalone ECE campus within the BASIS network, and I'll give you more information about that later. First, I'll give you a quick introduction into myself and who I am and what I do here at BASIS. So I first came to China 2010, so I've been here a very long time now. This is also the country where I met my wife. We have our daughter as well, so I've been here for a very long time. I'm like a second-hand Chinese citizen. I've taught all age groups within the EC in China. I've taught toddlers, 2-year-olds, I've taught 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, and I've been working at BASIS since 2016. So I started in the first campus I opened in China, which is BASIS International School Shenzhen. I then joined BASIS Bilingual School Shenzhen in 2023, and then they asked me to come over here to help open this standalone ECE last year, and we are now in year two. So I'm very happy to share more about our campus, tell you about what we do, introduce two of our founding teachers as well to give you more information about from the teacher side about what we do, and then kind of give you a background info on our curriculum, how we teach, and kind of what kind of teachers we're looking for as well. So very excited to share that with you. So as I said, we opened last year, 2024, so we're still a baby school in terms of how long we've been open. We're still growing, still learning. Last year, we opened with 7 classes. A really exciting year. Our founding team worked really hard to provide really quality education to our students and build a really good culture within our campus as well. So this year, we've gone from 7 classes to 12. So we're now at full capacity. And that growth really comes down to 2 things. One is the exceptional work of our founding team, who worked really hard to, one, create a great atmosphere among students and families. So around the community, more people wanted to join us. And the second reason is the reputation of BASIS in China. So BASIS is well known in China, providing really high quality education and really helping students get to where they want to go to at the end of their education career. Many of our students, as they move on through EC into primary to middle school, high school, go on to amazing universities around the world. And that all starts in the EC division where we lay that foundation. So our campus is located in a really nice neighborhood of Shenzhen, Futian. It's a beautiful little place with lots of amazing things to see and do. Across the road, we have a really big park, the translation in English called Honey Park. Great place to go, relax with families or walk around. Our teachers have access to that as well to walk across the road. 10 minutes down at the road drive, we have our big sister campus, BASIS Bilingual School Shenzhen. That's where I worked before as well. So many of our kinder graduates who leave us will go to that primary school, and it's very convenient. We also have some students from that campus, from parent teachers. So teachers who teach on the bilingual campus, they will send their children here to the ECE. It's very convenient because it's only 10 minutes away. 30 minutes drive away is our international campus. That's where some of our teachers live as well. So later on, you're going to hear from our drama teacher, Ms. Fatima. She lives on the international campus, and she can tell you more about living in Shenzhen and living on that campus as well. So we have many campuses in Shenzhen, and so we have a really wonderful network of teachers to connect with as well. And so we all kind of work together in different ways throughout the year and get to know each other, spend time with each other socially as well. Although obviously many teachers want to get away from leadership when they go on their evening. So usually that happens without me, but sometimes I get an invite if I'm lucky. So I want to show you some wonderful insights into our campus. And one thing you will see is our campus is really, really beautiful. On 2 levels. One is just looks really great, and the other level is it's really, really functional for young children, has amazing spaces for them to learn. So the first space you can see is our sand pool area. This is a really cool space that the teachers and children get to use. Great for sensory play, great for children to explore with their friends. Inside there, we have magnetic walls where they can play with wooden letter blocks. And we also have a projector in the middle where they can do sand art. So what the students are able to do is they can draw on there and it projects onto the big screen. So this is used by all age groups. Our youngest ones probably get the most benefit of it, but children love to play in there. It's a really, really cool space. We also have a recording studio. So here we record children's stories, poems, songs. Last year, we did a really wonderful recording of our kindergartens singing our horse song. So horse is our BASIS BKFT mascot. And they recorded that in there. Then we shared that with parents, singing all about our campus values and what it means to be on our campus. When we have rainy days and we can't go outside, our teachers and students have access to this really fun indoor ball pit and playground. So you see two pictures from that there. It's a wonderful space. Get a big slide balls. There's a little trampoline in there too, climbing area. So that's a really wonderful space that you don't get in many campuses or schools around the world. So we have really access to that space. We have this really interesting STEAM lab as well. In the STEAM lab, our teachers and our students are able to explore science topics more, engineering, tech. One of our teachers leads an after-school activity on ICT in the early years, doing really cool stuff in there. And most importantly is for our teachers, we want to make sure we have spaces for teachers to, do their work, relax, de-stress, prepare for lessons, meet and talk with each other to plan. So we have our teachers' workroom and office where they can meet together. It has all the kind of basic things you would expect in a teacher's office: printers, laminators, paper cutters, resource storage room, and spaces where they can get down and meet together. And most importantly, it's a coffee machine. So they can get a coffee in the morning and when they have their time outside the classroom to get together and kind of de-stress, prepare and plan for their work. You can see our hallways are really big and spacious. It really gives ample opportunity for children to play in the hallways as well, interact with each other. And although it looks quite simple there from the pictures, what you'd see now if you came to the campus is it's full of student work. So we've got all kinds of documentation outside on the windows, on the display boards in the hallway of what they've been learning about in their curriculum, what they've been learning in their class. And then so when you walk down, it's really alive with students' work. Lots of natural light too. So you see a big glass window. So when you walk through the hallway, you can see into each other's classrooms. It gets that natural light from outside into the hallway, a really big, bright space. And all the inside spaces have been intentionally designed so that we can also play inside as well. So sometimes we have like bad weather, bad rains, we want to come inside and play. We've got sensory walls that they can interact with, a reading hub to access books. In the bottom right-hand photo, we have this, it was last year our reading hub. This year, we've transformed that through the work of our drama teacher, Ms. Fatima, into a dramascape. So that area adapts to what they're learning about in our world discovery topics. And so children can access and play in there. So at the moment, we're learning about community helpers. And so that place has lots of firefighter costumes, police costumes, and resources for children to engage in our role play areas. Now, here are some of our special classrooms. And so these are really, really cool spaces. So every single specialist teacher has their own classroom or space to work in. So we have a really beautiful circular art room that has wonderful natural light and overlooks that park I was mentioning earlier. So this is led by our wonderful art teacher who has all the lessons in here as well as after school clubs. We're doing really interesting projects. At the moment, they're doing a special project on the book, not a box, teaching children to use their imagination and recreate things using their imagination with boxes. We have our big mini theatre. So I call it mini theatre because it's small, but it's actually quite large to accommodate many students. Miss Fatima does her drama lessons in there. We also have meetings and professional development in there, many shows as well. Recently, our teachers came together to put on a special show for Mid-Autumn Festival. For those of you who are not familiar with China, the Mid-Autumn Festival is a kind of very famous festival and has a very famous story behind it. So our special teachers became actors. They put on the costumes and retold the story of that legend for our students. And we have a really good tech system in there, lighting as well, so we can put on really good productions. We have a dance studio as well. This can happen for music classes or other indoor P lessons when it's raining, sometimes yoga lessons, and a music room too. And each of our special subjects has a specialist teacher that leads them as well. To work with BASIS, you have access to those kinds of facilities on that campus. So if you're a homeroom teacher, you'll be taking your students to these classes with the specialist teacher who would lead those activities. A big recent project we did this year was our library space. So last year we didn't have a library area. So we did construction over the summer and we redesigned an empty unused room into a library. So this is what it looks like now. We're still doing the final touches and organizing it. Mr. Jason, who you'll hear from later as well, he leads our library classes. And so this is a really interesting space that we've added this year. We're really excited to see how it goes with the students and teachers, where they can actually go somewhere, find books about things they're learning about, be able to take books out, learn about the library system that will help prepare them for their transition into primary school and just to generate that interest in books. So this is a really cool space that we've just introduced this year, and I'm very excited to see how that progresses. And then if you were to join as a teacher, you'd have access to that space too. Outdoor, we have some really cool spaces as well. So the first year, last year when we opened, we redesigned many of our outdoor areas that we weren't quite happy with the space we had. We put in a soccer football field, depending on which country you're from. I'm like to use the word football. We have a running track. The whole ground outside has been designed to be very child safe. So if children fall down, they don't get hurt. It's very soft. We recently redesigned our jungle gym as well to have a new jungle gym put in there as well. And most of our P lessons happen outside. Our classrooms, which is the main kind of where main learning happens, are really bright and open. So you can see from the pictures here, beautiful natural light, wonderful wood floor, big open spaces. And then our expectation for teachers, and our teachers do a very good job at this, is creating really warm, welcoming spaces that has very educational, play-based value, wonderful provocations in the classroom, learning objectives, resources that children can access. So when they're doing, whether it's a whole group class, whether it's free play, whether it's station learning, children have access to wonderful learning resources. And our teachers work together to design those spaces. Also, every classroom has a separate bedroom. This is so children can kind of have their nap time in peace and in quiet, and teachers can continue to develop their classroom space ready for afternoon lessons, and they don't have to worry about, being quiet in the classroom if children nap on the floor. And we're the only campus in the base network that has a separate bedroom. So it's a really big benefit for our students and our teachers to have that separate space where the children can relax and nap, and then teachers can carry on working. And our curriculum is designed around three core principles. The first one is discover, and we have inquire and experiment. Now, as you can imagine, with any curriculum around the world, we cover all the core subjects: English, math, Chinese, of course, because we're in China. We have specialist subjects: music, art, drama, PE, library. And then our big main area that I like to focus on is what we call world discovery. This is where we do our kind of project-based learning, learn about the world, and we have 6 world discovery themes per year. And within that, we co-design that curriculum with the students. And what this means is we start by figuring out the plan of what we want students to cover, what we want students to know. At the moment, we're learning about building my relationships and community. So we go in as a grade level, what's our plan? What are our outcomes for this project? We then respond to students' interests. What are their key questions? What do they want to know more about? And our project evolves to be semi-emergent curriculum. So we respond to their interests and we find out what they want to know. That's the discover part. We find answers to questions. We do projects and mini research activities. That's the inquire part. And then we do lots of experiments too to find out how things work and how we can solve problems. So at the moment, we do lots of experiments with social situations. Like, what do we do if there's a fire? What do we do if we're in trouble? That's kind of part of what we're doing now. We have a big fire drill tomorrow that connects to what we're learning with this part as well. And we also have a social-emotional curriculum. So each campus has a mascot. Ours is the horse. And each letter of that mascot has a special meaning behind it. So horse stands for happiness, open-minded, resilient, service, and excellence. And those are the principles that we want to embed in our students. And then we teach that through our Chinese curriculum as well to help children understand who they are and help them to be good, productive members of our community, have good manners, be independent. That's a big part of what we do here. And our teachers are a big part of implementing that. And they get lots of training on this. And then Jason will talk more about the training part later. So here's an example of how we kind of break down a world discovery project. So this is one we do later in semester 2. It's called My Place in the Universe. So you can see our 3 grade levels there: pre-K1, pre-K2, and kinder. and it kind of shows the staggered levels of learning and inquiry that we're looking into. It has our big overarching idea, our discovery questions, and then from that is our jumping off point. We start by looking at these and what we want to answer, and then each class independently starts responding to what their children are most interested in within that theme, and then they grow that project to be different to every other class, but still connected by that main thread and idea. Now, our students come to us in all different shapes, sizes, personalities. We've got very outgoing students, we've got shy students, we've got students who are already at a very high level of English, students who need more support as well in English. And so our curriculum is designed to help everyone as much as we can and get them to a common ground of being independent, being polite, being well-mannered, being helpful to others in their classroom, in their community. And so our curriculum is designed for our students to learn English as a second language. The majority of our instruction happens in English. All our specialist teachers are international teachers, and all our classrooms have an international teacher, and they have a Chinese teacher as well. And all our Chinese teachers speak English. And that is so we can give children the support they need to come in, learn English, and then progress as they go along through the years into primary school, being very confident speakers. We put a great emphasis on children's behavior, that they understand the consequence of their behavior, that they understand the importance of being kind to others, how to handle their emotions, how to respond when they don't like something. So children go into the primary school very capable young boys and girls, very strong opinions of themselves about how they handle situations, that they are confident to speak up for themselves, but also can do it in the right way, and they handle their emotions in the correct way as well. And our teachers are the driving force behind this. They do a great job of helping students learn, helping students grow. We have teachers from all around the world, which is one of the benefits of working at BASIS. We really have a melting pot of cultures and communities, different experience, teachers who have worked in the UK system for many, many years, teachers from the American system. We have teachers from New Zealand, Jamaica, Canada, all around the world. And we really, when we're looking for teachers, we're looking for teachers who match the BASIS values, that values of hard work, commitment, helping students grow in a bilingual environment. And that's the key thing we're looking for. And so we don't really matter too much where teachers come from, just that they have those values and they can deliver in the classroom. And with all that experience, we're really able to learn from each other, learn from different perspectives. For example, New Zealand has a really interesting early years program. Our New Zealand teacher provides input on doing learning stories from New Zealand and how that system works. Our UK have other aspects that we look for. And so we have really interesting learning scapes through having teachers from all around the world that come to us. Within every classroom, we have our kind of core teaching team. So if you were to become a BASIS teacher, what you would find is you'll be in the classroom as a homeroom teacher, as a subject expert teacher. We call this the SET. So you are the international teacher in the classroom. You are responsible mainly for the English learning, but you're not alone. We have a co-teaching model, which means everything you do with your co-teacher. And our co-teachers are the LET, Learning Enhancement Teachers. So these are Chinese teachers that speak English as a second language, and they're as fluent as can be really in English. So you plan together, you talk about your students and where their needs are, where you need to adapt your teaching with them, and you do your co-teaching together. This looks many different ways. We have different co-teaching models. Sometimes it's one teacher leading a small group while the other teacher is observing other different areas in the classroom. Sometimes you're splitting the class in half. One teacher takes one half, one teacher takes the other half. Sometimes you're doing whole group activity where you're teaching together, or one needs and one supports. So there's very different models that we use, and it really comes down to teachers knowing which model is the right model to help students succeed in that particular learn objective or activity. And then we plan together, we assess together, we do parent communication together, and all that happens on a team effort. And then if you're a specialist teacher and you wanted to join us as a teacher for a specialist subject, one of those teachers will also join you in your specialist class when you're teaching the students too. So I want to pass over next to Jason. So Jason actually is our ELL teacher. ELL stands for English Language Learning. So he works primarily with our older students, doing small groups, pushing, put out, supporting children who need more additional English support. He also leads library classes and is a big part of our professional development program for our teachers and parents. He's led workshops for teachers, workshops for parents, and can tell you more about what we as a campus and what BASIS offers for teachers on professional development. So I'm going to pass over to Jason now to share more about professional development.
Thank you very much, Josh. Thank you. I'm Jason. Nice to meet you all. and I'm really happy to be here today to share what professional development looks like at BASIS, especially from a teacher's perspective. So, a little bit about myself. I have actually been in education for over 15 years. I have taught across many different countries, from Canada to Hong Kong, and here in China. So this is actually my second year at BASIS. And one thing that has always been true for me as an educator is that I love being challenged and I love to be a continuous learner. And for that, I really find BASIS the perfect fit for me because here I am allowed to be always growing, finding new ways to help my students to learn better. Now, at BASIS, especially at the BKFT, I find professional learning happens basically every day, not just on special occasions. So here for professional development, it starts at the beginning of each year, where we will begin with our Summer Institute, where teachers from all BASIS campuses across China come together for a week of training and connections. It's led by our heads of department, division heads, vice division heads, course advisors, and subject chairs. Now, this is where we get to jump into everything from curriculum and assessment to classroom management and also communication. And I feel here starting and beginning at the Summer Institute, this is where you really feel that um, not only as a campus, also as a whole network, you can really feel the sheer vision that no matter which campus that you're from, we're all working towards the same goals. After that, we will return to our campuses for on-site training. And this is always hands-on and focusing on what we really need as educators. So during this time, we will look much more closely at our BASIS curriculum and pacing guides, reviewing our timetables, and think about how we can build a balanced daily flow that will support our students' learning with both the structure and of our day, of our class, and allowing them to have freedom to explore. And one key focus that we have always been working on our campus is to create the free flow learning environment for our students, where transitions feel natural and children have the space to make decisions, make choices, explore, and become more independent with their learning. For on-site training, we are also provided with first aid training, Microsoft Office training, and CISO training, which makes sure that everyone at our campus feels confident not only with safety and technology, but also with the tools that can really help us to communicate and support our students' learning much more effectively. And in August, I also had the opportunity to co-lead a joint PD with a colleague for two campuses, introducing our new EL curriculum that is implemented this year. And I find that it was a really great experience. Not only we had the opportunity to share strategies, but also to learn from teachers from other campuses and see how the curriculum comes to life in different classrooms. On top of that, each week we also hold grade level collaboration meetings. And I got to admit, this is one of my favorite parts of the week. And for that, it's the opportunity for our team to really come together, to plan together, reflect on what works, what doesn't work, and to ensure that we're meeting our students' needs on the daily basis. And what really stands out is that collaboration truly is the natural part of our life here on campus. It doesn't really matter if it's within your team or within your classroom. It's across the whole campus that you feel that you're working together truly as a whole team. We also have weekly campus-wide PD sessions that covers a wide variety and range of topics, from big ideas such as play-based learning to practical skills such as digital tools or effective communications. And what truly is amazing is that the teachers are, like all of us, are encouraged to suggest topics that we would love to learn on, or even be able to lead sessions ourselves. And I am truly appreciative that our leadership team is always supportive and always encouraging us to take step forward and to share and to lead. And that's something that I truly value here, being at BKFT, where teachers ourselves, we're not just participants, we're actually leaders in our own learning. And I last year I also had the chance to lead several sessions myself, including EL strategies from for pre-kindergarteners and integrating oral language development. And for me to be able to do that is that our leadership team recognized that each teacher, we have our own strengths and also encourage us to share with others. Beyond the internal PDs that we're able to host, I also host parent workshops across different grade levels on supporting children's English learning at home. Now, these sessions not only provide the parents with tools and strategies to support their learning at home, but also help to make the connection and strengthen the connection between school and home. And on top of that, with support and guidance, I was also able to help and design and co-lead our library program, where our head of school, Josh, has introduced earlier. And that really helps to promote interactive storytelling and the love of reading for our campus. And what I also find truly amazing with our professional development here at BASIS is we all have the opportunity to also visit and observe other BASIS campuses, which is a great way for us to learn from other colleagues and see how our shared philosophy is being practiced in different contexts in different campuses. And also what I find is another key part of our PD culture is classroom observation and coaching, where observations basically are a regular daily part of our life here at BASIS. What really makes it different from all the other schools and all the other places that I worked at is the coaches at BASIS are teachers themselves. So their feedbacks feels really authentic, and they're really practical, reflective suggestions that are given to us and allow us to really able to grow ourselves and feeling that we are being supported and working together as a team. Throughout the year, we are also encouraged to engage in a monthly and quarterly PD project, where last year our school-wide inquiry topic was focused on exploring what is play. And we also completed a book study on young investigators, which helped us to bring the project approach much more intentionally into our classroom. And this semester, our PD has also been really rich and vibrant, where in September, we had a session led by Josh, our head of school, on EL strategies, where word learning in young English language learning learner is also being highlighted, where research-based methods are provided for us, and we also are allowed to explore practical approaches such as storytelling, gestures, visual aids, and modeling. And this is what I really love about the PDs that are being provided to us at BASIS, is that we're not only being provided with strategies and evidence theories, we're also given these strategies with demonstrated live sessions and being given the space to collaborate and reflect on ourselves. On top of that, we have joint PD days where students, they would stay at home for those particular days. And one or more campuses will come together to collaborate. So teachers on these PD days are encouraged to identify their own growth goals. We're able to suggest topics that we would love to learn on and lead our own very workshops. I think this is the best way to highlight our different strengths and to also really to express our passion at the BASIS. So being at BASIS with professional learning and professional development, by the end of the day, what I feel is the most powerful here is that professional development BASIS is happening all the time and it's truly limitless. And I feel opportunities for growth is anywhere. So no matter if you would like to learn, if you would like to lead or share, or you want to explore something new, here at BASIS, it's all provided for you. So here, I would like to thank you all very much and allow me to share a glimpse of our professional learning and development here at BASIS. Now I would like to hand things over to our drama teacher, Fatima, who will be sharing about life in Shenzhen and some of the wonderful experiences that our city can offer.
Thank you very much, Jason. Hello, everyone. My name is Fatima Zarwal. This is my second year at BASIS, at BKFT specifically, and it's also my second year in Shenzhen. I have been an educator for about a decade, and I came to Shenzhen straight from Washington, D.C., where I had been living for 2 years. But previously, I had been teaching in Spain and South Korea. So coming to China from Washington, D.C., I had support every step of the way from BASIS. I had support with my visa process from start to finish, with booking flights, airport pickup, and drop off at the school housing. Once I arrived to the school housing, I was pleasantly surprised to find that there was a welcome starter pack from BASIS in the apartment. And this just included some of the basic necessities from sheets and towels to pantry and fridge basics. And for me, this was a really nice touch after coming in from 20 hours of travel. I had to go a specific route because I was traveling with my cat, which if you are coming over with a pet, that is something that you are able to do coming into China. And the housing itself, it is located at the BASIS International School campus in Shekou, and it is beautiful new apartments, quite spacious with lots of closet space. And it's really located in a nice area of Shekou. It's a foreigner-friendly neighborhood. There is a park nearby, a metro station, a 5-minute walk from the gate, and it's tucked off from the main road, so there's no noise from traffic. And then maintenance is very easy to contact. It works quickly to deal with any issues that may arise. Now, coming into China, it's honestly a very convenient country. Shenzhen is a very convenient city. There are 2 important apps, WeChat and Alipay, and those are used for payment, communication, transportation, booking tickets, and a range of other things. In terms of things to do, I recommend to use your built-in community as a starting point. Shenzhen has a lot to offer, but sometimes it's a little difficult to find out what those things are. But it is a big city. So, you know, there's a lot of traffic, there are a lot of cars, that you can feel that energy and the hustle and bustle of a concrete jungle. But there is quite a large foreigner and expat population. There are different pockets around Shenzhen where you can find different things. There's a lot of food from all over China as well as all over the world. So Shenzhen is very much an immigrant city, even for Chinese people. And so you'll have food from Hunan province, from Shanghai, Cantonese food, just a huge variety of different Chinese food, as well as Thai, Indian, Turkish, Western staples. You can find all of that quite easily in Shenzhen. There is a lot to explore. So despite Shenzhen being a city with, skyscrapers, tall buildings, roads, there are a lot of green spaces, a lot of parks, a lot of hidden valleys, or not valleys, hidden alleys with cute coffee shops and wine bars and different hotspot areas. So there's SeaWorld, which has a lot of typical foreigner restaurants and nightlife. There's OCT Loft, Shenzhen Bay Park, which you can bike down or go for a walk, have some picnics. Something really cool and fascinating that I haven't really experienced anywhere else are the drone shows. These happen quite regularly, but in August of this year, 2025, there was the 45th anniversary drone show, and it was a huge, spectacular experience. And it felt at times like the projections, the drones were just coming at you. It was 3D. It was incredible. Multiple streets were closed off, and the crowds just gathering to come watch this incredible celebration of Shenzhen. Outside of the city, and sometimes within the city, there you can find mountains for hiking. I personally love hiking, and so I've been trying to get to all the different mountains. Some are more easily accessible, some you have to plan a day trip for. Um, Very close to Shenzhen, about a couple hours away, is Daping Beach and Daping Fortress. Within Shenzhen, there's Nantou Ancient City, and this is a historic site that's kind of been turned into a modern, chic spot for a drink, meal, some eclectic shopping or window shopping. If you are into fitness, you can find running clubs. It's easy to get involved in different sports such as netball, flag football, rugby, Gaelic football. And sometimes there are some cross-campus, cross-basis network sports-friendly competition for teachers. And that is purely organized by teachers just trying to create community and have some exercise. One of my favorite things about Shenzhen is our proximity to Hong Kong, and it's very easy to get to Hong Kong by ferry, train, metro, or taxi. And in general, travel from Shenzhen is easy. You can easily fly out of either Shenzhen or Hong Kong, and there are many direct flight options all over the world. Many destinations in Asia and Southeast Asia are only 3 to 4 hours away. And the ferry doesn't just go to Hong Kong, you can also go to Macau and a few other locations as well. The weather is quite hot and humid for most of the year, which is something that I love. I thrive in the heat, and our winter season, in quotations, is really not winter at all. I come from Canada, and so for me, it feels like our spring or fall even. For shopping, there are lots of shopping options, lots of shopping malls everywhere. And often you'll find that shopping malls aren't just shopping malls, there's always something else added on. So you can find karaoke, sometimes you can find arcades. We just had a center open with indoor skiing and snowboarding, which I think is fascinating. I'm going to go check that out soon. But there are malls everywhere. It might be hard to find certain sizes. I know that I struggle sometimes, but then there are online options and you can find just about everything you need. And most things arrive within a couple of days. And back to speaking about the convenience about China and Shenzhen, you can order something in the morning using a different app, and it can be delivered within the hour. And this includes your pharmacy needs, food delivery, your coffee. Everything is very fast and very accessible. It is true that there are some specific brands that you might be used to at home that are not available here. So I do recommend, if you have, a favorite hair product, I have curly hair, so that's something that I did. Then maybe bring that with you until you can find a way to get it here. But most of the time, most of the things that I have found that I need or particularly enjoy, I found a way to get it, whether that means ordering it from a different site or going into Hong Kong and picking it up and stocking up while I'm there. Overall, Shenzhen is really what you make of it. I love to take advantage of the great weather. I love to go hiking. I love trying all the different food options. I travel quite frequently. Just in the year that I've been here, I have traveled all around Thailand, Philippines, South Korea. I've been able to go back home and visit my family in Canada. And I really think that Shenzhen is a city with something for everyone. I do not speak Chinese. I have been able to understand and pick up a little bit. So you can get by without speaking Chinese, although I do recommend trying to learn Chinese, at least to communicate with the locals and also with some of our colleagues.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for the wonderful information about BASIS Bilingual Kindergarten Futian. I will say my favorite part is the ball pit and the slide. I did attempt to go down that last time I was there. But thanks so much for all that great information. I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about the BASIS network. And we really do operate as a network of schools. We have 16 schools in China. We have schools in cities like Shenzhen, Hangzhou, and in 2026, we're opening a school in Beijing. So it's really awesome to see that collaboration come to life and see the different campuses interact with one another. Collaboration is encouraged and celebrated across all of our campuses. And on your screen right now, you'll see our various campuses and locations. All of the schools are beautiful. They're purpose-built, and there's something cool about each campus. Like I mentioned, the ball pit. Not every school has that, but it is my favorite. So awesome. And then I'll touch a little bit on, why people love teaching with BASIS International Schools. So as you've heard, we have a strong culture of rigorous academics, but we also focus on that play-based learning, as Josh talked about earlier. And that's really the cornerstone for our students' education. The kids that you see going to these fabulous universities or taking AP Physics, taking AP English, they all start in your classroom. And that's so important to give them that cornerstone of education and that love of learning. So it really does start with you, and we value that so much. And as you've heard, our students are fantastic, from the nursery classes all the way up to 12th grade. They truly love school. And like I said, that does start in your classroom. As Fatima mentioned, our HR team is second to none. I truly don't know how they do it. When I was at Summer Institute, I got to chat with a few of the teachers that I had interviewed and recruited that eventually ended up at our schools, which was awesome. And they were singing the praises of our HR teams at various campuses. They really take pride in what they do. They want to set you up for success as you move your life across, across the world or across the country if you're already in China. So they make sure that everything is taken care of, like Fatima mentioned, from picking you up from the airport to stocking your fridge or sharing their favorite restaurants in town. So it truly is amazing to see people that love their jobs as much as they do, and to give that to our new teachers and make them feel welcome. With that being said, I'm going to introduce my colleague, Heather. She works directly with the team at BASIS Bilingual Kindergarten Futian. So thanks so much, Heather, for joining us, and excited to hear your insight.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I'm Heather Plonsky. I'm on the recruitment team. So at this point, you may be thinking, why go to China? Well, China is a great place to teach. Education is highly valued here. Teachers are respected in the community, and education itself is a top priority. Life in China is also very convenient and modern. Most things, from paying bills to getting around town, are done on your phone. Transportation is easy and efficient. Subways are clean, and apps like Didi, China's version of Uber, make getting around fast and really affordable. China is also a fantastic place to experience a new culture. It's a unique blend of deep history and modern innovation. You can explore ancient landmarks, local festivals, and my personal favorite, amazing food. And because of China's central location, weekend trips to other parts of Asia like Japan, Thailand, or Vietnam are super easy. And finally, the cost of living. It's so reasonable, even in big cities, that many of our teachers are able to save a significant portion of their salary while living comfortably, which is a huge benefit. So this is our expat package. So what else is in it for you? BASIS also provides an excellent expat package. First, we cover travel benefits, including flights to and from China at the start and end of your contract, plus airport pickup. Next, we offer health and tuition benefits. They are fully provided, fully paid, and they ensure you and your dependents are taken care of. We also handle housing. Your accommodations are prepared before you arrive. And our HR team helps you get set up with everything from banking to residence permits. They really want you to feel comfortable and ready to succeed from day one. And finally, we offer retirement plans and bonuses, giving you additional financial security while working with us. So these are some of the things that we require for our BASIS teachers. First of all is a degree in the subject that you are teaching. So for example, if you are teaching English, you need an English degree or something like that, English language literature, something like that. This ensures you have a strong foundation and subject expertise in what you're teaching. Next is teaching experience. So a minimum of 2 years of full-time teaching experience is required. You must have been the teacher of record for at least 2 years. Also, of course, a passion for teaching, right? We're looking for educators who are passionate about teaching and committed to helping our students reach their full potential. Engaging young minds and inspiring a love of learning is at the heart of what we do. Next is collaboration and professional growth. You will be observed at BASIS probably more than any other time in your career. And it's not meant to be like a gotcha. It's meant to really help you grow because we are invested in our teachers and helping you be the best teacher you can be. Next, we look for teachers with high academic standards and a great work ethic. We need teachers who are willing to work hard, elevate their colleagues, and contribute to a culture of excellence at the campus level. We also look for teachers who are adaptable and who are engaging. Our teachers must be able to engage students of varying abilities, differentiate instruction, and adapt to diverse classroom environments. Finally, is our visa considerations. There are some visa restrictions, and it does change sometimes without notice, and it can vary by role and sometimes change from year to year. Because of this, we really rely on our HR department to provide us with the most up-to-date guidance so that we can advise you accurately regarding eligibility and next steps. So working for BASIS International Schools. When it comes to working at BASIS, there are a few things to keep in mind. First off, most of our students are local Chinese students, and English is their second language, so differentiating your instruction is super important. Flexibility is key. We have strong systems in place, but we adapt as needed to ensure the best experience for all of our students and teachers. And if you're bringing any children with you, they also need to be ready for the rigor of a BASIS education. So you need to make sure that it's going to be a fit for your entire family. Overall, it is a supportive, high-achieving, and collaborative environment where you can grow professionally while living in an amazing country. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Haley.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Heather. And if you're interested in learning more about what we do at BASIS or our various campuses and roles, we have an excellent team that puts together blog posts, social media, videos, webinars just like this one. And that can be found on our career site. We also have what we call our talent community. So what you can do is go in and put in, hey, I'm interested in pre-K positions in Shenzhen. And from there, it will send you an automatic email and an alert anytime those positions are posted. So you can be the first to know and put your name in the hat for these awesome opportunities. So I'll go ahead and open it back up to a Q&A session. And it looks like we have a couple of questions in the chat. So I will go ahead and invite Josh back. Hello. The
Hello.
first question that we have, how are families involved in the ECE program, and what partnerships or communication strategies have you found to be most effective when working with our families?
Thank you. Yes. So we have what we say to families, kind of like we meet their needs. Some of our families are very busy. They travel a lot for work. So they know BASIS. Maybe they had their other child go to BASIS and this is their second or third child. So they just send them in. Like, we know if you have a problem, email us, but otherwise we know what's going on. We trust you, and we're busy, we're flying around for work. So we have that kind of expectation for those families. And then we have families who are very worried and concerned about it's the first time their child's going to school for the first time. And so then we also meet those needs as well, where we give more regular updates through our communication app. So we use Seesaw, which is an American-based program. We upload photos, videos, we document their learning, we send weekly newsletters on Seesaw, and we can have one-on-one parent communication on Seesaw too. And so we just respond to families based on what they need. We also have opportunities for families to come in. They can sign up for regular parent meetings with their teachers. That's done through our BASIS global app. So parents have that. They can find out when their teachers' meeting times are and arrange to meet them. Parents can also come in for events. So we have certain events where parents join in, take part. And we also have things where parents come in and volunteer and help, regular coffee mornings for parents to come in, learn more about our program. Today, right now, we have a Dean workshop on child development. So that's happening right now for parents. So it's really a responsive parent communication based on what each individual family needs and what they kind of looking for with their families. For teacher children, it can work a little bit different. So obviously our teachers are very busy teaching their own subject. They could be an ECE teacher too, or they could be a middle high school teacher that has a child in ECE. And it works a similar way where they have all the same access to information and parent communication with their child's teacher, but then they also have more kind of background of how BASIS operates and then how that works as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for walking us through that. And parent communication is obviously very important, especially at this age. So that's great to hear. And then our last question, how does BASIS ensure continuity and progression of learning from ECE to that transition to primary?
Good question. And that's been something that's continually evolved and developed since we opened in 2015. When we opened in 2015, the first campus, we obviously took the BASIS model from the US, which is a very popular network of schools within the USA. And then we brought it over to China. And one thing we continually adapted year on year is working with those bilingual learners, working with local Chinese students to help them understand and access their curriculum in English, as well as meet local expectations as well. So every year, the curriculum's continually developed and adjusted to meet those needs for young learners. So it's kind of progressing. What they need to know in primary school is met in kindergarten. What they need to know in kindergarten is met in pre-K 2. What they need to know in pre-K 2 is met in pre-K 1. And then that progresses as they go along. So as they go into, I don't know if you can hear, I've got like a big lawnmower behind me just going through. So that goes through the primary school. So when they go into primary school, they're ready for that. There's also a similar curriculum. So we use the same English curriculum in grade 1 as we do in kindergarten. That's called the EL curriculum. So it's kind of tailored so as they move into primary school, they can access that straight away.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for walking us through that, Josh. And thank you to all of our wonderful presenters, Fatima, Jason, and Heather. It was lovely to hear from you. For all of our participants tonight that have watched our webinar, or maybe you're watching this a couple days later on YouTube, we thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing your applications come in, and we're super excited for you. So thank you all for being here tonight. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and we appreciate your time.